So another Tomb Raider trailer has released for the film that is based on the reboot of the franchise. Yep. We have a new trailer. This is, I think, the second trailer that's come out, or at least the
second trailer.
Yeah, it's the second trailer I've seen at least. So, and the first trailer, pretty sure we talked about it on here. And I thought it was terrible. I thought it was really bad. I thought that the person that they chose to play Lara Croft looks nothing like Lara Croft with her hair looks kind of like Lara's, maybe. But that's about it. And the outfit that they've dressed her up in looks like the outfit from the game. That's where the similarities end. So the second trailer comes out. I have to say, I still think she makes a lousy Lara Croft. However, this is a much better trailer than the first one. Like 10 times, by a factor of 10. The first trailer was so bad, and I don't understand why there were actually like people talking about it positively. But there were. I think that there's just people out there that just, they never have anything negative to say. And we certainly have positive things to say, but when there's nothing positive to say, we're not going to make stuff up.
We're not paid enough to.
We're not paid anything, so we can say whatever we want. Because we do this for a hobby. Anyway. So yeah, we actually, we both just watched it. A refresh for me, probably the first time for you. And let me get my thoughts out of the way first. I honestly, this for me does exactly what a trailer needs to do for a movie, as it needs to. Now, I'm already familiar with the source material. I've played the game a little bit. I haven't beaten it, but I have a general idea of what goes on in the Lara Croft reboot from 2013. And I think anyone who's familiar with Lara Croft probably basically knows how that story in that game goes. You're on an island. You get shipwrecked on an island, and you have to survive. And you come across things. Lara Croft's father's business dealings and how he was into like artifacts and relics, and he was also an ancient explorer, unbeknownst to the rest of his family, and now his daughter's getting embroiled into it, and it's for a video game plot. It works really well to set up the reboot, and it was very well acclaimed. And back then, people were like, "Oh, this would make a great movie." So that's what they're doing here. This second trailer makes almost convinces me that this is going to be a good movie. Almost. Like I said, I think her last name is Vikander. I think it's Alicia Vikander, something like that. I don't think she makes a good Lara Croft in the least. She's very small. I mean, like she's just a tiny person. She looks like she's like not even 100 pounds. And the Lara Croft in the game actually looks like a woman in her early 20s. That isn't starving herself. let me add that part. Yeah, and it's not completely. I mean, of course, there's some, Tomb Raider's based off of Indiana Jones. Of course, you're going to have wild things happen that reality would say no to, but those moments are present in the game, so they're also present in the movie with death-defying stunts, that sort of thing. Yeah, some of the CG still needs some work. Some of it looks really good. There's a shot where she gets like slingshotted through like the jungle, and I think that is a really cool looking shot, but it's obviously 100% CG. The enemy or the villain, it's not a big surprise because it's probably going to be kind of a surprise in the film, but the villain looks like it's being played by Walton Goggins, who was on a show called Justified on FX for 5 seasons. He's kind of had some bit roles in different movies here and there, but I want to say this is probably one of his first roles where he's got a major role. He's a great actor, so that also gives me hope that this could be a good film, despite the casting choice for Lara. And it looks like it's going to be actually a faithful video game adaptation, unlike any of the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies. At least she looked more like her, though. The older version of Lara Croft, anyway.
Oh yeah.
So, what did you think of the trailer?
Like you said, comparing trailer to trailer, much better trailer. Just a good music choice as to what it was,
Rihanna's Survivor.
Yeah. It matches kind of the theme of the movie of trying to not be killed. The shots were done a bit cleaner, and the cuts from one scene to another scene were definitely better.
Yes. It's almost like a whole other company made this trailer.
They probably did. I'm not interested in this at all. It has done the exact opposite for me as far as intriguing me. In fact, it is probably stapled in it as a... No.
Just another video
Not
game.
even a Redbox film.
Not even a Netflix viewing?
Probably not.
Wow.
And I don't
That's saying a lot.
I don't even spend money on Netflix. It's like I'm still like piggybacking off of my mom's account. I still wouldn't watch it.
If you had a game night and someone had the movie,
No.
and they just all decided to watch it,
I'd be playing my Switch. And of course, if something is on, I'm gonna like naturally like glance at it if something happens. Like if there's a scene and like they do the whole like high pitched sound thing, it's meant to like make
get
you
your
jump.
attention.
Yeah, like oh what? Oh.
Go back to
Yeah.
finding my Korok seeds.
It's the story. I can't. I have. And I do forget that Tomb Raider was inspired by Indiana Jones. There's a lot of things in Indiana Jones that, like, clearly a lot of it just couldn't happen at all.
The mine cart, Temple of Doom.
The fourth movie.
Wait, there was a fourth movie? I know of no such thing.
I don't. It's the gibberish you speak of.
There were just 3 last time I checked.
Exactly, because it didn't happen. It can't happen. Like there's things that like happen in those movies, just like okay, yeah, no, that's a little, but it's Indiana Jones, so you enjoy it. It's not because, it's a woman. It's the story is so basic. It's a child, which I thought she looked high schooler-ish.
Well, I think she could pass for a high schooler. I know that she's supposed to be in college,
and she probably is. I didn't know that like she walked into a building that had her name on it. It was probably a school building,
or an office building. I don't know.
Exactly. I don't care.
All I know is the joke was ripped from Batman Begins. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Right. So she could be high school or college. It's basically a child, and their parent like was a person who wasn't home a lot. and then they go missing, and the child wants to know where they went, so they track him down. And they always end up getting into some kind of trouble with some evil organization who's hunting some jewel or ancient artifact that can destroy the world. For some reason, they want to destroy the world. That's never mentioned either. Why? In villains in movies like that, it's never explained why they want to. It's like, because I can. And it's like, okay, you're a toddler.
Because I can.
I can mash the pan against the pot because I can. It's like, I can blow the world up because I can. Cool, okay. It's not intriguing. But this is basically the same thing. I don't know what the artifact is or anything. It makes it, they said it's like, oh, he wants to commit mass genocide. Like, okay.
Because science.
With the artifact or the magic or the science. It could be science.
I'm going to get everyone on this planet and put them in tombs.
And then Lara Croft has to save them. She's the Tomb Raider.
Oh, that's the movie right
I'd be
there.
more intrigued with a plot like that. She has to save people trapped, and like, okay, that's
in
more.
Tombs.
But it's like, and even in the trailer, she's talking to a dude who she needs passage from, or she needs his ship to get to where her dad was, and the guy, she's like, it's an adventure, like the stupid child she is, and he's like, no, that's certain death. That is not an adventure. And he says that. And, like, the next scene is the boat in, like, a storm in the Devil's Triangle. And it's just like, remember that thing I said literally 2 seconds ago? Never mind. And she probably goes like, oh, what about $1 million? I'm like, yeah, no, my life is worth $1 million. I'm like, no. And that could also be just my fear of the ocean. I have a lot of weird fears. I wouldn't do it.
The ocean is reasonably scary.
Yeah. If you know for a fact that something's going to be certain death and you state it, and then the next scene is you literally doing the thing you said you wouldn't do, why even say it? If certain death can be pushed aside for a certain amount of money, there's no reason you should be saying that. And then it goes on, and then it's stereotypical. She gets captured by the bad guys because she's an idiot. And a child. More importantly, a child. And then she takes on an entire army of armed mercenaries that are trying to take over the world because plot armor is what it is. Now in the game, it's a bit more... In a video game world like that, it's more reasonable because it's linear and you're not facing an entire army of people at once. You're maybe facing maybe 20 or 30 people on this one level, which is completely possible when you're in a video game because you can strategize and do things like that, and you can strategize like something like that, but
it doesn't make for an interesting movie.
The person in the video game has a strong woman physique. At least that's what it looks like.
Right.
This is a very small woman.
Who looks like she weighs 90 pounds soaking wet.
She looks like she could not throw any kind of a punch. And she's shown... now granted, anyone with a gun can kill anyone. And she's shown killing guys with swords. And it's just
the bow and arrow thing is definitely a stretch. No pun intended, but...
she could be, sneaking...
I'm just saying, the strength that it takes an actual bow, not... I'm not talking about, one of those, bows that do all the work for you. Like just a standard bowstring, pulling it back, she does not have the strength to do that.
Yeah. It's... very hard, and you need to be strong.
And you need to train, actually. You can't...
Now, she could have, because she's rich child, and she could have been taught how to do things.
That is true.
So, even if she does not look like it, she could have, had archery. And her dad probably had, an archery thing.
So that is a rather rich person's
That is a really
hobby.
rich person thing to do.
Yeah.
Not to say that archery is only for rich people. I love archery. But...
I'm terrible at it, but I love it.
It's fun.
I'm good in yoga.
I can't get behind a movie that has a plot so
paper thin.
Just basic. It's basic, and at least Indiana Jones, Indy is a grown man who looks strong.
The plot's never cut and dry.
No.
With an Indiana Jones movie.
And it's interesting. And he's never... granted, the third one is, him chasing his father because his father is captured by Nazis. But his father's captured by Nazis, and he's a grown, irrational man.
And his dad is Sean Connery.
Yeah, who wouldn't go after Sean Connery?
Right. No, in those movies, like, they always kept you guessing. Like, I know exactly how this movie is going to play out. I pretty much know what the beats are. Like, basically, yeah, her going out to the sea, shipwrecking.
The dude who takes her there, he dies. He absolutely dies. In fact, I think they showed the scene where he dies.
He's not shown at any further point in the movie, so why would I expect him to live?
Because the bad guy was, like, pointing the gun at, like, everyone, and they were all running, and then, like, it showed a shot of her, and then it heard, like, a gunshot, and he's like... and he's like, who died? Who was it?
I don't know.
Because the only two people we know of that are good is the Asian man and the Laura Croft. Laura Croft certainly isn't going to die, so sorry. It's a really bad time to be Asian men. They keep dying.
So I take it you weren't impressed with the movie, but as a trailer, it's okay.
As a trailer, it did what a trailer should do. It matched scenes to music, and it properly cut the scenes as it should. So yes, it was a successful trailer in the sense of how you make a trailer. As far as the content of the trailer, no.
No.
I'm not thrilled or intrigued.
Gotcha. Well, it's a good thing we're not always on the same page.